Welcome to GreatMindz. It's another exciting episode which promises to be equally as interesting, exciting, and educative as usual. My name remains Doi, and I still have here with me Fadamana.
And I'm most welcoming you to GreatMindz, that program that wants you to think out of the box. And I'm sure by now you've gathered your friends, your family, because today we're going to be touching something that is very, very, very special.
That's right, just like Fadamana said, today's edition is really, really special. And guess what, guys? We've got a guest in the studio. I'm sure you guys can't wait to meet him, but let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Thank you so much for being with us. Like we said earlier, we have a special guest in the house. You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you.
For this purpose, we are discussing handwriting, and Pastor Michael right here is going to teach us a lot on handwriting. I know you guys will think handwriting.
Why handwriting?
Handwriting. It's not just for me to write. I'll tell you that it's not just for you to write. You're going to learn a lot about how you write, what you write, and what it can do for you. Okay, sir, about handwriting, please let us know what it is about handwriting. What is the first about handwriting?
Yes, handwriting is very critical, very, very important. If I want to communicate with somebody that is not around, then I have to write. And if my writing is illegible, then it will be difficult for the person to read. It's not good for somebody to have illegible handwriting. It does not showcase a good personality. So it's good to have legible handwriting.
Okay, sir. All right, sir. I'm still on handwriting. Is it that you studied handwriting in higher institution, or has your course of study in the university affected this line that you're into now?
I remember the proprietor of my school then just called me one day and he said that, Pastor Azan, I look at your application letter. I discovered that your handwriting is good. For me, he said that his own handwriting is very poor, very illegible, and that his own children are also following his path, that the handwriting of his children are equally bad. And he asked me if there is anything I can do, if there is something I can do for them. I said yes. Okay. So I took his daughter, and within a short period of time, the handwriting was very good, very legible. Then he now said that, okay, can I take all the students in the school? Wow. Because the proprietor, he doesn't like illegible handwriting. I said, why not? So I took all the students in that school, and the handwriting was very good, and he paid me for all the students that I took. So
which means
that's how it started for you.
Yes, that was how I said, okay, that means I can make money.
You can make money from this.
Exactly.
From changing the handwriting of individuals, I can make money.
But sir, I'm curious. I'm so sorry to cut you. I'm really curious. When we were in nursery, primary school, we had 2D exercise books that they were using to teach us handwriting. So is it the same thing you're doing, or how is it that you're teaching people handwriting? Because I don't think I've ever, apart from using those, teaching us how to write, I don't think I've ever heard being taught on handwriting. So how exactly do you go about that?
Thank you. I've discovered from my research and training, I've discovered that the use of 2D is no longer effective.
Okay.
So in most cases, when people come to my center for handwriting problems, or when I go to do seminars on handwriting for staffs of different schools, I don't usually use 2D. Because what I discover is that by the time you ask the pupils or the student to use 2D, and they write it very well for you on the page of the 2D, by the time they have the normal writing note to write, they find it difficult to translate the way they write on 2D on the normal note. So during the scheme that I developed, in the scheme that I developed, I've come up with different ideas. So now one can learn handwriting without the usage of 2D. You just use the normal writing notebook. I use it to teach, and it's like a magic.
Okay, sir. As someone who is into handwriting, how do you know when someone's handwriting is But
the main focus is legibility.
Okay.
Now, if there is legibility and the handwriting is beautiful too, that becomes a plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if handwriting is beautiful and it is not legible, it's nothing. So the focus is legible. I mean, legibility, the handwriting is legible. That is the most important thing, so that people can read it clearly. And there are a lot of things that make handwriting to be legible. I mean, a lot of things.
Okay, so do you mind telling us this thing?
Yes. For somebody's handwriting to be legible, the lettering must be good.
Okay.
In fact, there are many topics in handwriting as a subject. And the most important topic in handwriting is lettering.
Okay.
And lettering has to do with the way we write the letters of the alphabet, A, B, C to Z.
Okay.
For handwriting to be good, your lettering, the way you write your letters, A, B, C to Z, all those letters must have conventional shapes.
Okay.
So when you write those letters and they are not in conformity with conventional shape, it will affect the handwriting.
Okay.
So the lettering must be good.
Are there other things that affect, like maybe sitting position?
Yes, okay. There are a lot of things that make handwriting to be legible. Where your sitting position is part of it.
Okay.
Sitting position, then probably if somebody is nervous,
Okay.
or even our educational system is not also helping the matter. I discovered that one of the problems in the educational sector was that of all the subjects in nursery and primary school, it's only handwriting as a subject that does not have a scheme.
Okay.
All other subjects have scheme of work, but handwriting does not have scheme. So teachers teach that subject without a guide. So there's nothing to guide them.
Okay, so
they can't teach the subject topic by topic.
Okay.
So that was why I decided to take it up
and create a scheme.
a scheme.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we go ahead on this, we have a special feature on handwriting. Please take a look.
Handwriting is a person's writing created with a writing utensil such as pen or pencil. Most individuals grow into adolescence without going through the proper rudiment of writing, like making use of the 2D handwriting book and other writing. Critics have, however, blamed bad writing on nursery and primary institutions, as many of these institutions do not instill the act of writing properly in their students. Whereas it is a general notion that students with bad writing come out poorly academically.
So if a child, for instance, has a very bad handwriting, the teacher has over 50 scripts or more than 50 scripts to assess for just a class, and probably the teacher is to grade different classes. Well, for those pupils that do not have good handwriting, then they might not have a very good result, because the teacher might just overwrite their scripts, glance through, get tired of the scripts and discard the scripts. Simply grade them based on what he or she can read. So I think as for the results, obviously it won't have a good ending. It won't be too good.
They start with tracing, from tracing move to letters, line by line. They move little by little. So there is, when they get to sentence writing, they are going to give them these short sentences that they can be able to write, short ones. Then that short one, you may say, this is a boy. Let that person copy it a whole page, 1 page of that exercise book, practicing little by little, the writing will be able to change.
It was a different discovery as personnel from GreatMindz paid visits to some Nigerian schools. A close look at 2 pupils of the same level asked to write on their previous holiday. The student, whose handwriting is neater and finer, isn't as smart and sound as the one with the poor handwriting.
I wrote about my last holiday. My last holiday was an unforgettable day. It was in Lagos. I spent my holiday in my auntie's house.
Would we say because an individual is sound and intelligent that he or she shouldn't improve upon his or her writing skill? A good writing has numerous advantages, of which includes accurate marking and scoring during assessments and examinations, and it also sends a good signal to employers when they get to receive application letters written with proper and good handwritings.
Did you see that? I'm sure most of you thought that the issue of handwriting was not quite important, but I'm sure from that feature, you're already beginning to tell your friends, this handwriting thing is extremely not a small matter. So, sir, still on handwriting, how were you able to convince the government to see your scheme as being one that is so relevant to our system, our educational system?
Thank you. The scheme of work for handwriting actually took me about 5 years.
Wow.
To prepare it. And 2012, when I finished it, I approached the Ministry of Education of your state. I presented it. I presented it in person to the then Commissioner of Education, that's Mrs. Fatokumbo, and he gave it. She set up a committee to peruse it, And they went through it and said, wow, it's wonderful. But as a state, they cannot approve scheme.
Okay.
But they now said that, but if I can publish textbooks based on the content of the scheme, that they, as a state, they will approve it. But they said they can help me to forward it to NERDC in Abuja, that is Federal Ministry of Education. That was in 2012. So I presented it to Abuja, and by the grace of God, 2014, it was approved.
Wow.
For all the schools, public schools, private schools, nursery and primary school in Nigeria.
I can imagine how you must have felt today.
Yes, I felt good.
Oh. But sir, for how long does one, I know you want to take a course, you have a particular, so for how long do you take a handwriting course?
Yes, it depends.
Okay.
There are 10 topics. When people come for me for handwriting, I have 10 topics for them. So I can fix handwriting in 5 days. I can teach people in 5 days, in 7 days.
It depends on the person.
It depends on the person. So within 5 days, I can fix any handwriting.
But sir, how can handwriting contribute to improve education sector?
Oh yeah, a lot of students fail exam today because of illegible handwriting. You can imagine when the examiners are marking the script, the more script they mark, the more money they get. So they are now looking at illegible handwriting. They don't have enough time to say, what did this one write? They just, and you can't accuse them. They can't mark what they can't see. So a lot of students fail because of illegible handwriting.
What advice would you give people that have, just to give them advice on their handwriting, whether they want to improve with their handwriting or whether they think there's no problem with their handwriting, but you think they should recognize that there's a problem?
Yes, there's always a way out. Once you know you have illegible handwriting, look for help. That is help. And it starts from lettering. If a professor comes to me today and say he has problem with handwriting, I will take him back to lettering, which is ABC. So
they should watch
and then
their
I
sitting
build
positions.
the sitting position.
I know we turn our books one way and someone always says us not to turn our books almost upside down. All right, thank you so much, sir. It was great having you in the studio.
You're welcome.
I'm sure you all had a wonderful time. And so we finally come to the end of the interview session. We go over to the Youth Know How segment right now where Jamila is waiting for us. Hello, welcome to Youth Know How on GreatMindz again this week. And today I have a very special guest for you, being that he is a DJ. And I know you will all be wanting to meet the DJ that I have for you. His name is Ogundipe Olalekan, DJ Lovett. DJ Lovett, welcome to Youth Know How.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are very much glad to have you. And if they say DJ, why DJ? Why did you just wanted to be a DJ?
Okay, it makes me happy and I'm free.
Okay, so being the fact that you wanted to just be free and happy,
yes,
you chose DJ. So how did you get to start that?
Well, I've been a music person right from when I was small. I have to take my dad's radio and listen to all these radio stations. Then I developed interest in music, basically. Though when I was in under level, I had a friend I had to follow to programs, and but then I had to go online to learn most of these things. So I developed myself. I trained myself to be a DJ. Okay,
but I understand before you be a DJ, there are certain equipments that you guys use to mix this music. How did you get your own equipment now?
I have to let you know they are very expensive. Then I had to save up, I had to tax people, tax my family members. I have to save up, I tax my family members, and I did so many things anyway. But then, I saved so many things, and I'm happy. I got my equipment.
Okay, for like how much did you start with?
Well, about 500,000 naira.
Wow, that's on the high side.
Telling you.
But how, after you started with that much of an amount, how has been the lucrativeness of the DJ business?
Well, I have to tell you have to work on your name, work on your craft. Then people will start booking you for events. And when you are popular, they get to pay you more.
Okay.
And you brand yourself. and
Okay, so the name sells the DJ.
yes, then the craft too.
Okay.
When you are good, you have to work on your name
Okay.
to be a big DJ, a celebrity DJ. The amount of money they will pay a celebrity DJ, they won't pay just an ordinary DJ like that.
When youths just pop up in a day, it's not something that parents usually encourage when their son or daughter will just say, I want to be a DJ. So what was the parental response when you just told your parents that you just want to be a DJ?
Well, I never for once told them I want to be a DJ,
Okay.
Yeah, it was my brother that did, and he's a doctor.
Okay.
They always wanted me to be a medical doctor, but then I had to do something very close to medicine and surgery. I did physiology in university.
Wow.
So, when they got to know that I'm definitely going to drop my certificate for music, it was so hell, But when you start making progress in life, then, you have no other option than to support.
For youths out there that want to just aspire to be a DJ but you tell me that you started on the big side, what would be your advice for young upcoming DJs?
Well, what I believe is anything worth doing is just worth doing well. There's no point getting an equipment that in the next 3 months you stop using and you want to raise money for another one. So why don't you just get stuff that will last you longer and you use for years? But then you have to stay true to the game. There are so many challenges that will come around, probably from your parents. Your friend will tell you are not good. You go to places to play and they'll tell you, this work DJ, just don't stop. Keep doing it.
Okay.
You get there.
Okay, so were you in school or it was after school before you?
I was in school.
Okay,
I was combining DJing with academics then.
Okay, that's nice. I heard it all from DJ Lobitz and of how he started his own little business of being a DJ and how it's been for him. He's happy, he's free, and he makes a lot of money. Join us next week for another exciting episode of Youth Know How. Back to Donye and Father Mana for the rest of the show.
I'm sure you did enjoy Jemilat's segment on Youth Know How. It was wonderful. Yes. We'll now be moving straight to Onyi on entertainment, and let's see what she has for us.
History was made last weekend when the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, paid a historic visit to the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, during his 45th coronation anniversary. The unique visit came 50 years after Oni visited Alaafin since 1937. The visit was exceptional, especially with the rivalry over supremacy that existed between the Alaafin and the late Oni, Oba Okunade Shijuade. Wow, popular Nigerian comedian Jedi Ayo tied the nuptial knot with his heartthrob Olajumoke in a white and gold themed wedding. The couple, who had gotten engaged during an event in June 2015, got married at the Eta Hall, Kudirat Abiola Way, Oregun, Lagos. On the foreign scene, the elder brother of Canadian singer Celine Dion had died of cancer 2 days after her husband's death. Aged 57, Daniel Dion died on Saturday near Montreal. Daniel Dion was the 8th of 14 children and performed with his siblings in their parents' piano bar. Her husband and former manager, Rennie Angeli, died on Thursday at the age of 73. His death in Las Vegas came after 2 bouts with throat cancer. Rennie was Celine Dion's music manager and discovered her at the age of 12. Now enjoy the music video of the week.
It's a brand new bounce, my people, this a new dimension. No, they do yourself, you better tune into this station. When the boss day and you got to pay all your attention. Tell everybody say your boo is back from her vacation. If you won't retire, make you come collect your pension. Cause I did come with fire, you know I don't need to mention. Anything where them do, they know if it make me change formation. As I bring
Thank you so much for being with us. We're sure you guys had an awesome time with the interview segment and also Oyin's entertainment gist. You heard that, right?
Of course, of course.
Okay, so you can always still reach out to GreatMindz. Go to our social media handles, Facebook, Twitter. We are always there ready to listen to whatever you have to say. And you can also watch our videos on YouTube in case you missed any episode of GreatMindz. We'll still be your favorite TV show like always. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next week. We'll say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
That program by youths. That program by youths for everybody. Exactly. I know the small man. Right now, you've gathered your friends, your family, because today we're going to be touching something that is very, very, very special.
That's right. Just like Father Mana said, today's edition is really, really special. And guess what, guys? We've got guests in the studio. I'm sure you guys can't wait to meet him, but let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back after this.